The Chicago Bears just wrapped up the entire 2025 NFL Draft, and in this video, what I wanted to do was kind of break down rounds 4 through 7, show you everybody that they added on this roster today, and kind of do a brief little breakdown. The video might be a little bit longer, but if you guys want a part 2 to this video where I individually go in, break down these guys' film, and kind of meet the entire class as one, let me know in the comments down below by commenting down P2. Make sure you guys are subscribed, join the family. Who is your favorite draft pick? You know what? Let's dive into the video. Alright, here we go. In the 7th round, the Chicago Bears are adding a running back to their football team in Rutgers running back Kyle Mongai. He is a 5'8", 211-pound running back out of Rutgers that I think is going to fit right into this offense. I mean, you already have DeAndre Swift. A lot of people thought and assumed that they wanted to go out and get Ashton Jeanty, and maybe that is true, but while you have DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson, you don't desperately need a running back like that, and they decided to add other guys to this football team that are going to be massive impacts. I mean, Colson Loveland, Luther Burden, Ozzy Trapillo, right? And now Kyle Mongai. These guys are going to make differences, okay? And in this video, what I wanted to do is kind of break down exactly what he adds to this football team. Let's kind of dive a little bit into Kyle Mongai and what he adds to this team. Now, first thing you're going to notice is he was projected to be a priority free agent, but the Bears and Ben Johnson said, you know what? We don't want to potentially lose out on a guy like this, and we want to make sure we just go out there and get him early and often. So that's what they did. Now, he is short but stout. He's a 2-time captain, team leader in the locker room, a guy that you want to have. Small, compact, very hard to see in the backfield, and that is very important. The reason being is because when you're a linebacker and you're trying to see in the backfield and you just can't quite see, you don't know where to go, okay? So this guy can break off some big-time runs because of the size. Because he's so short and compact, he's hard to see in the backfield. Now, he is a lot quicker than fast, and he lacks the breakaway speed, but he can hit holes extremely fast, if that makes any sense. Now, very unpredictable, cuts at sharp angles, his vision is average, and his lack of run lane discipline will irk offensive line coaches, but he can create yardage out of nowhere, and this is a guy who, you just want to put in the game at random times because he can break one, right? And he can confuse the defense by picking in the wrong hole, but sometimes it works. Now, again, we'll see how he ends up working in the NFL and if he's even going to play in year 1, but I love the way that he moves as a running back. He probably isn't going to be a 3rd down or 3-down type of back, doesn't have that type of value, so you're going to need to, use him early and then see what he can do after that. So, again, for the 7th round draft pick, I don't mind this at all. And again, look at this. Makes it very difficult for defenses to capture him because they just don't see him at first. Eyes play quickly, tend to slow down the action for him at entry points. Has natural hands. Okay, so he might be able to catch the football. 2nd level, we'll be able to see in the NFL. But overall, just a pick that I like. Again, 7th round, flyer. We'll see if he pans out. If he doesn't, you still have 2 running backs they love in Roschon and DeAndre Swift. And from there, there's still guys you can add in free agency if you wanted to, in a J.K. Dobbins or someone like that. So the Chicago Bears, just on the clock, end up taking Ruben Hyperlite II, a linebacker out of Maryland. An interesting prospect here that will be able to contribute pretty much right away as a special teamer, but is someone that I think has potential to develop in a little bit more than that, right? Maybe even a 3-down backer at some point in time. Again, it might be a long shot, but this is a guy I like, and I think the Bears do as well, clearly. He is 5'11", 236 pounds, a little bit smaller for a linebacker, but I'll show you why. Let's kind of dive into a little bit of Ruben Hyperlite here. Now, his career has been, I don't want to say amazing, but he has the kind of speed that is rarely dismissed out of the hand by NFL evaluators that you see right here. I guess that's the way we can put it. The more that one watches, the more one realizes he plays with natural instincts to sniff out and pursue the play, okay? The most important thing in football is having true football IQ, having the knowledge, having the understanding, to know what's going on, to have those instincts is very important, very crucial to a good player in the NFL. Now, it appears that his lack of take on technique and tackle consistency will be his biggest, kind of thing that hurts him at the next level. But this is something that you can work on, right? NFL coaches can help this. The technique and the tackle consistency is something you can fix, which is why he is going in the 4th round. This is why the Bears said, you know what? We can fix that. Let's fix that, right? So a move to will linebacker, which means weak side linebacker away from the tight end, could free him up some physical, could give him some space and give him some opportunity to be a really good linebacker in the NFL. He made 46 career starts over 5 seasons, showing really good speed for a 236-pound linebacker, which also, the speed is something that makes me think he could potentially be good in coverage. He's got good spacing and mirroring of the runner in lateral scrapes, and has plus acceleration to chase and tackle, sideline to sideline speed. So again, I like what we see out of this dude. I think he's got the speed and the instincts to be a 3-down linebacker, but he needs to develop some consistency when it comes to tackling and pursuit angles as well. But let me know what you guys think. The Chicago Bears bounce back in the late of the 5th round and get a guy who has potential to be a starter in this league, which I value as really, really high. Frasier out of Texas San Antonio is a guy that I really, really do like, just because of his ability to come in here, add competitive nature, and potentially be a starter in the future. Now, I don't log him to be a day 1 starter for this team. When you look at the overall aspect of the room, you have a lot of guys: Tyreek Stevenson, Jalen Johnson, Kyle Gordon, Terrell Smith. You still have Josh Blackwell. You have now Frasier, who's going to slot in here and be an outside boundary corner. Now, the reason I say that is because he's got 6'3" frame, 186 pounds, and a guy that just has pure athletic ability on the outside boundary. Ranked the 13th best corner in terms of athleticism score at this year's NFL Draft Combine. And in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about Frasier. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? It's free, doesn't cost anything, and comment down below P2 if you want more Bears updates throughout the entirety of the draft. Now, with that being said, let's get into Frasier. Now, first thing you notice, right, that 6'3" frame, but a 4.36 40-yard dash. He's an absolute unit, a unicorn, and you're getting him late in the 5th. I love it. Now, he might not have played at the biggest school at UTSA, but this is a guy who is, long-limbed, right? Impressive production in his lone starting season, which is another reason he's not going in the 3rd or 4th round, because he only had 1 year of starting. But he's long, fast, athletic, upright, transitions very well from off-man coverage, stays connected in all forms of vertical routes because of that speed. He's got long strides, the ability to shade deep windows for the quarterback. I mean, he sees well from zone coverage and has good bursts and strides. But he's already very old, right? He's 24 to, I believe, maybe even 25 years old this year. So yes, he is old, only a late bloomer, I guess you could say. But if they get consistency out of this dude, he could be a starting cornerback in the league. That's what's crazy to me. So yes, you use a 5th round pick, a late 5th round pick on a guy that's older, but a guy that has potential, a guy that has unicorn type of capabilities, and it's Frasier. So let me know what you guys think about this pick. They have a lot of corners already. He doesn't need to be a day 1 starter, but he can learn for a year or 2 behind Jalen Johnson and then maybe become the guy. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, and see you in the next one. And here we go again. The Chicago Bears back on the clock here, taking a little bit of a flyer and a guard from Michigan State in Luke Newman, 6'3", 312 pounds. And we're going to kind of break down what he adds. Now, this was a player that they view a lot higher than a lot of other teams did. So take it as you will. They ranked him as a priority free agent, a UDFA, that a lot of teams would want to get onto their practice squad, at least for training camp, right? But this is a guy that the Chicago said, you know what? We love what he can do as a competitive zone scheme type of guard. Doesn't have the strength and power that you'd want for the NFL, but obviously that is something that you can work on with the right coaching and the right nutritional, right, work ethic. You can build that. So this is a guy the Bears said, we can work with this guy's talent and we can make him a lot better than a lot of people think they can. So we're going to break down exactly what he has. Before we do so, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below P2 if you want more of these breakdowns for the Bears. With that being said, let's kind of dive into the video a little bit. So he started every game in the last 4 seasons. So some of the best things that you can have with a player, the best ability is availability. This guy has never been really injured, knock on wood, and he's been healthy. So good awareness of threats and protection. So he does a really good job when, let's say he's in a 5-man scat protection, he's sliding to the left, but there's only 2 guys to the left, he needs to rotate over to the right. He knows where he needs to help out. That is a good thing to have as an offensive lineman. Showed reactive quickness, mirroring Michigan Mason Graham. Okay, that shows us a lot. Mason Graham went number 5 overall to the Cleveland Browns. So if you're able to do well versus Mason Graham, I think you can do well in the NFL. Maybe. Okay, keeps base under him with controlled settle steps. That's a good thing to have as well. Looks for additional work. Okay, this is one of my favorite things about offensive linemen. If there's nothing to do, look for something. There's always something to do. Okay, so I feel like this right here is something that I always look at for offensive linemen. So the fact that he has that on stretch plays and workup blocks is something I really do love about him. Now, a lot of work to do. It's a flyer. He's got raw talent. Might not have the NFL size, but if he can build and work on some things, this could be a decent little player for the Chicago Bears. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.